So the way you usually do casting for a movie is you make a long list, you kind of put it in order, you really want the person on the top of the list, but you know you're going to get like the 7th or 8th person on the list.
Each time we've gone after our sort of impossible dream, it's almost like we just go to them so that to get a no, so we can go to the people who are more realistic. They've said yes. That's the way it was with the entire cast, top to bottom.
The biggest thing that any director can do is cast properly. You cast properly, you know, a large portion of your work is done on that particular day, because particularly this film, which is monumentally complex in all its bits and bobs, as a jigsaw puzzle, I rely on my actors as a good team.
I think Ridley got his first choice for every single role. It's a mixed blessing with this movie because I have so many scenes by myself. It's nice to know that these like world-class actors are in the film. I just wish I had more scenes with them.
That was close. Matt Damon, fortunately, is kind of somewhat of a dry comic. He's funnier than hell. And sometimes we've got to rein in and say, listen, you're meant to be terrified, or you're meant to be afraid.
This particular confluence of characteristics, that sort of humanity and intelligence and humor, I can't imagine, and we couldn't really have imagined anyone else playing it.
It's a very unique role. Like, I really thought about it, you know, when I first read it, I went, wow, I hope the audience wants to hang in there with me.
My thought always was, I think it was particularly portrayed in the right stuff. In fact, the very term right stuff means that you've got the right stuff inside you not to panic. So they do not allow fear in to the equation. So I think from Mark Watney's point of view, he doesn't allow fear in. Sometimes it wells up and comes at him, and then he pushes it back.
I do really like the character. I love his ingenuity, and I love the idea that the movie celebrates. As Drew said, he said it's a love letter to science.
You're in Martinez's hands now.
Jessica Chastain is Captain Lewis of the Hermes, probably naval, originally pilot, and then evolved to becoming astronaut. So that will give you a trigger into, listen, what we're going to do is this, because they can't hear. Does that help? Jessica Chastain, I always thought she's very interesting anyways, so I was lucky to get her.
I found in my research a lot of women that are leaders in politics or in military backgrounds. They present themselves non-emotional and very authoritative, but still one of the team, and not overly nurturing, but very much a commander and a leader. He has a legacy in his films of incredible female characters. And I love that with this character, the woman can rescue the guy at the end. And usually, I get a lot of scripts, and in many cases, the man rescues the woman. And so how incredible to be part of Ridley's legacy, where I get to play one of these warrior women in his films.
My chest hurts.
My character was kind of interesting. Like, how am I going to be funny but kind of annoying at the same time? So I'm like, I didn't have to search very far, but I'm like, I did have to search. Ah!
He's hilarious. He's definitely the comedian of the group, and I don't think he even tries.
I'm just so proud of you.
We all.
It's got to be a very specific kind of humor. You know, it can't be, like just a broad comedy. It's got to be humor within the scene, within the drama, and also within the reality of the characters.
Good to run?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuel pressure green. Engine alignment perfect.
All of the astronauts are trained in every sort of area, but she's definitely the computer genius, I guess. So I'm at my desk a lot, doing a lot of things that in real life I have no idea about. I understand why people think of Ridley first as a visual sort of genius, because he is. But the thing that does make him an actor's director is he has this trust in you as an actor, and it gave me a sort of confidence to perform the way that I see the character. And if he doesn't say anything about it, then you can trust that you're doing your job right and that you are the right person for the job.
Okay, so from here, go to like here, like that.
A lot of the character of Chris Beck I got from the book. You know, they refer to him as a doctor on the ship, so to speak. But what I decided to that he does is he's sort of like the flight surgeon, if you will. He has a background like all of them do, have backgrounds in aerospace engineering. I always ask when I see astronauts is because they have to give up so much of their lives, so I'm always wondering what makes these guys make that decision. I thought, okay, well, they've got to think of themselves as sort of the next Lewis and Clark, you know, the next sort of guys that are going to push the boundary.
I feel obliged to mention that setting up an explosive device in a spacecraft is a terrible, terrible idea.
This is a dream crew for me. Kate Mara, Jessica Chastain, Michael Pena, Sebastian Stan, Matt Damon. It's a beautiful creative workspace where we are like collaborating and everybody takes each other seriously and we're here for each other like the astronauts are.
NASA really couldn't have been more helpful. They were fantastic. And Bert Ulrich, who's the head of PR and press and communications, put me in touch with absolutely everybody. So I had huge amounts of info and images that Ridley and I could discuss.
Kind of as close as we can to being futuristic NASA. I said, what are your suits like? He said, well, what are your suits like? He said, we like your suits. I said, all right, you mean they're going to be sexy? He said, well, yeah, ours are pretty not sexy.
He said, oh, you go ahead, create what you like. We normally take ideas from films anyway. We have two spacesuits. One is what we call the surface suit, which was used for working on Mars.
Janty turned up at my house a few months before we shot with all of these designs, and I have to say the suit is exactly as she designed it, and I loved it when she showed it to me in drawings, and I love the way it came out. It's really pretty comfortable, actually, given that it's skin tight, you know, and you got a lot of different bits and bobs on it.
Regarding the surface suits, they're much more of a silhouette-based suit because Ridley wanted them to be very agile on the surface of Mars.
Well, it's like a very, very thick wetsuit, basically. It's a little ungainly, but as long as you manage your comfort breaks throughout the day, you know, your water intake, you're fine. The spacesuits have gotten, I think, better over the years. You know, you put them on and there's a little backpack that's blowing a little air in there, and if you don't get the tube right, then it gets pinched, and that's a bummer, because you're really aware instantly if there's not air.
We wear this suit and it's made out of aeroprene. Everybody thinks it's neoprene, but it's not, it's aeroprene, so it's actually breathable. They've given us these and this t-shirt, and you can plug this in and it sends iced water all around your torso.
The second suit is the EVA, and that is the white doughboy suit, as Ridley likes to call them.
The doughboy suit, which we're all familiar with, fundamentally hasn't changed that much because you're in a vacuum where you're fundamentally anywhere between minus 120 to minus 190. And therefore your suit has to keep you absolutely, you'll be dead in a heartbeat.
Ridley always brings to every film such amazing vision, and he didn't really want them as enormous as they are because they're very unwieldy. So we slenderized them, and also he again wanted a helmet that would give them a lot more action with a lot less tech.
According to the logs, Commander Lewis took it out Sol 17, plugged it into the hab to recharge. It's been moved.
Chiwetel is playing Vincent Kapoor, who is one of the high-ups at NASA.
Certainly with Vincent Kapoor, he struck me as somebody who had a deep responsibility in terms of his work, but also a remarkable kind of iron will when it came to problem solving. I suppose with anything to do with space travel, there has to be this absolute faith that you can prevail just by solving one problem at a time. And that was something I thought was quite powerful, that these scientific minds would approach life and saving a human life with the skill set that they have.
Chiwetel is forthright, very forthright, but he is the alter ego. He definitely wants the job, and his boss is formidable. Jeff Daniels, who does not suffer fools, or doesn't suffer anybody, actually. And so he's perfect at that.
912 sols worth of food. We get there on 868. That's assuming nothing goes wrong.
Teddy's got a tough job in that he has to kind of lead or corral a bunch of literally rocket scientists. Brilliant, every one of them, brilliant, brilliant people, but someone has to make the decision. So that's where Teddy comes in, and he relishes that.
It's on me. You got your 2 weeks. Get it done.
Ridley works in a wonderful way in that he's prepared. As prepared as any director I've been with, storyboards that he does himself, and he knows exactly what shots he's going to use, what shots he doesn't need. There's a plan going in. And before every scene, he sits down with you and goes, here's what I'm thinking. You're here because you feel this way and that way. Do you? Yeah. I mean, that's his, yeah, good point. Hadn't thought of that. And so then you find out where Ridley's point of view on the scene and the movie are, and then you go, all right, fit what I brought into that, go. He wants it to happen for the first time on camera, which is a lot of what the secret of filmmaking really is, or film acting anyway. It's make it happen for the first time.
You asked me how you did, and I'm giving you my answer. My answer is,
Kristen met with her as a very funny woman, and I never thought she'd want to do it, but she said, I really want to do this because I think she wants to spread her wings in terms of herself as an actress, and she was wonderful to work with.
The cast is, I was very intimidated when I first showed up with Chiwetel and Jeff, and Mackenzie's so wonderful, and Sean. I can't believe that I'm here. It's great to be doing this kind of movie and to be in, a mission control set.
If Watney is really alive, we don't want the Ares 3 crew to know.
What are we gonna say? Dear America, remember that astronaut we killed and had a really nice funeral for? Turns out he's alive and we left him on Mars. Our bad. Sincerely, NASA.
We're sort of managing how a lot of other important people want to deal with the situation, and ultimately she has to make the decision about what the public is going to know and how we tell them.
I thought it was a fantastic kind of ensemble piece. The characters were very well drawn, very well thought out, and very funny. That's what kind of attracted me quite a lot. The humour and the kind of deadpan expressions and kind of behaviour that these characters exhibit.
The Mitch character in NASA is Sean Bean, who is playing someone probably who was a pilot, didn't make astronaut, but instead hooked into the other aspects of it, the backup to NASA and the understanding pilots and what they have to do and what they have to put up with.
Director of Mars missions for NASA.
Andy had done such an amazing job of setting up this ensemble of very disparate characters. We're all experts in the field. I think what that allowed us to do was to really hone in on actors that could fit those specialties. And building that ensemble was really, it was amazing. It was like watching a photograph develop.
This particular team, from the Hermes to Mark Watney to NASA to JPL, I had one of the better times and the better experiences with the actors. It was all good fun, and because of that it helps and you move like lightning.